Hello Divi Nation, in this video I'll be showing you how to fade out text on your Divi post excerpts. So this is how the final result will look like. So in this video I'll be showing you step by step how we managed to achieve this. Okay, so before we get started we're going to need a few things in place. So firstly we're going to need some featured images for our blog post. So the size we used is 800 by 533 pixels. And then we're also going to need some CSS code. Now all the code and everything that you need in order for you to achieve this layout will be provided in the show notes. Okay, so the first thing I've done here is I've gone ahead and created a blog post. So here we've given it a title of blog post header, and then I've just put in some dummy text. And then here on the bottom you can see that we have a featured image. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and publish now. Now the reason why we've done this step is because we're going to need this in our next step. So I'm going to go ahead and publish this. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to go to a new page. So I'm just going to go here to pages. I'm going to click on all pages. So I'm just going to create a new one. So I'm just going to go and click add new, and then I'm just going to call this page blog. And then I'm going to click on use the Divi builder and use visual builder. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to add one column. So I'm going to click here, add a column. And then in that column, we're going to add a blog. Okay, like that. So you can see that blog post that we created now has been pulled, and this is where we have it. Okay, so what we need to do here is to make sure that the layout is set to full width, and then show featured image is set to yes. Read more button, that needs to be set to on. Okay, and then below here on the content, we need to make sure that we have show excerpt selected. And then finally, the text needs to be set to dark. So this is fine. Okay, we're going to go ahead and save this. So now we need to adjust the row setting. So we're going to come in here in this gear icon, and then we're going to make sure we're going to set this to custom width, and the custom width needs to be 600 pixels like that. Now let's move on to the next thing. Use gutter width needs to be set to yes, and it needs to be set to 2. Now that we have completed all our settings here, we're going to go ahead and click on save. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to go into the blog module and make some more changes. Right, so let's go into design. So right here in design, we need to change the font to Later Light. So I'm just going to scroll down to Later Light. Now we need to make sure that it's all set to all caps, and the size needs to be 40. Down here are the letter spacing, that needs to be set to 2. Let's move on to the body text. So here we need to set the body text as well to Lato. So I'm going to scroll down until I find Lato. The font size needs to be 16, and the letter spacing needs to be set to 1. The final thing here is the line height. So what we need to do here is to make sure that the line height is set to 2 EMs. So I'm just going to adjust that. And then we're going to add some custom CSS because we need this centered. So I'm going to go into the CSS tab. So we're going to come over here to the title and then paste our CSS code. And now you can see that our title is centered. So we need to do the same to the post meta. So I'm just going to paste that, and now everything is centered. So it's looking good so far. So now we're going to go ahead and save. So now the next step is the fun step, because this is where we get to paste the CSS code that brings that fading effect. So I'm going to go ahead and save this page. So I'm going to publish it, and then I'm going to exit the visual builder and then go back into our dashboard. And then now we need to go into theme options, and then we need to add the CSS all the way down here to the custom CSS. So I'm just going to expand this so I can get to see where my last CSS ended. Okay, so I'm going to paste the CSS code here and then click on Save Changes. So now if we go to that page where we've added that article, we should be able to see that fading effect. Okay, so I'm going to go back to pages, click on all pages. So this is the page we created, so I'm going to click on View. So now we can see we have that fading effect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my dashboard and then go to posts, and then I'm going to add 2 more posts. So I'm just going to highlight this header because that's what we're going to use. So I'm going to click on add new post, add the header title, and then we need to also add the dummy text. and set the featured image. Okay, so let's go to our page and make some more changes. So I'm going to click on the blog page, click on view. So now we can see that these posts are one below the other. Ideally, we need to have this in a grid. So to do that, I'm going to enable the visual builder. And then we're going to come here to this row settings. So here in the row settings, you need to make sure you disable the use custom width, so we get more space to add our post in a grid. So I'm going to go ahead and save, and then we're going to come into the settings of the blog module, and then we're going to make sure that it's all set up as a grid. Okay, so to do that, I'm just going to select grid, and then for now, I'm just going to select 3 posts, or in fact, because we have 3, these are the ones that will be displayed. Okay, so that's looking good. I'm going to go ahead and save. So now we can see that this fading effect is now showing on all these 3 posts. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save changes. Okay, so this is the final design. As you can see, we have the fading effect right here at the bottom, but just be careful, because if you add very few lines of text in your blog post, this fading effect will not occur. So you need to make sure you have enough text in order for this fading effect to show. So this is the final design. It's looking cool, and I think this is one of those things that you can add to your already existing blogs. So there you have it. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments box below. And also do subscribe to our social media platforms. By doing that, you'll be notified every time we post new videos, because we are producing regular videos similar to what you've seen today. Until next time, thanks for watching and see you soon.